it seems like Apple might have maybe sort of kind of listened to customers and tried to bring back some of the Pro that everybody was saying was missing from last year's MacBook Pros in the new 2018 models. Now I managed to get my hands on the new MacBook Pro 15-inch with the Core i9 processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and all the other top-level specs. So I figured it's probably a good idea for me to do a complete walkthrough. Now if you're not familiar with the complete walkthroughs on my channel, I try to go through every single feature that I possibly can on a new device so that you guys are better prepared in case you're in the market to maybe even buy one. Now with that said, there is, as always, a lot to go through, so let's get started with the hardware. Now the new 2018 MacBook Pro style-wise hasn't changed too much from the previous version. In fact, the dimensions, aluminum material, and color options are basically identical to the 2017 version. The screen is also the same with a 2880 by 1800 resolution, 15.4-inch IPS display that tops out at 500 nits of brightness. The only thing that was added is that the screen can use the Apple True Tone technology to change the color of the display to have better white balance and brightness based on the ambient light in the room that you are looking at it in. Under the screen, we still have the touch bar from the previous model, which also has True Tone enabled to adjust its color temperature and brightness as well, but I can't really tell much of a difference and it's really hard to get on camera, frankly. There's also a Touch ID sensor for fingerprint recognition in the power button as well. Below that, we have the improved keyboard. Apple isn't saying how it improved it or if they improved the dust protection. See this video for why that was an issue with the last model. But they are saying that it is quieter, and I can say that it is, if only just. The keyboard is still the same butterfly setup from last year that has polarized a lot of people thanks to its concave buttons and shallow key travel. Now I personally got used to it pretty quickly, so I don't really mind it that much. Now under the keyboard we have our large Force Touch enabled trackpad. Now the Force Touch means that it can detect different levels of pressure and perform different actions based on those if the developer of the app you're using has built them in. Think of like 3D Touch on your iPhone. Surrounding the keyboard we have our stereo speakers. Above the screen, we have our 720p webcam. On the other side of the device, we have two USB Type-C Thunderbolt 3 ports for a total of 4. Now these can be used for charging a laptop, using DisplayPort over USB, Thunderbolt of course, and USB 3.1 Gen 2. So data rates are clearly a focus point, even if it means dongles for anything that isn't USB-C. Under the hood is really where this MacBook Pro starts to excite most people compared to the lackluster reception of last year's model. Powering the 15-inch device, you can have a 6-core Intel i7 or a 6-core Intel i9 processor, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and either a Radeon Pro 555X or a Radeon Pro 560X, both with 4 gigs of video memory. For storage, you can choose between a 256 gig for the Radeon Pro 555X models only, 512 gigs, 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, or 4 terabyte SSDs. Now the price between these options gets a bit ridiculous towards the top end. The difference between the 512 gig and the 1 terabyte is only $400, but the 1 to 2 terabytes is $800, and the 2 to 4 terabytes is a whopping $2,000, which is $3,200 over the 512 gig SSD. Now, meaning that I'd recommend some external SSDs instead of built-in options after the 1 terabyte personally, but that's up to you. Powering the MacBook Pro 15 is a 83.6 watt-hour battery, and it comes with an 87 watt USB-C charger. Connectivity-wise, we're looking at the usual Bluetooth 5.0 and Wi-Fi 802.11ac. Now on the software side, we're running the latest version of Mac OS High Sierra. Since I imagine most of you watching this are familiar with Mac OS and High Sierra, I won't spend too much time on it. Now the only real difference here is that Apple has added support to all of the MacBook Pro 2018s for Hey Siri. This means that you can literally say, "Hey Siri," at any time while the computer screen is unlocked to bring up the virtual assistant and give her commands like you would on your phone. And finally, for those of you who might be interested, here are a few common benchmarking program scores using the MacBook Pro 15 2018 with the 2.9 GHz Intel Core i9, 32 gigs of RAM, the Radeon Pro 560X, and my 512 gig SSD. And there you go, guys. Complete walkthrough as best I can do on the new MacBook 15-inch 2018 top end, basically, model. Stay tuned, though, for some battery tests comparing it against other gaming laptops and other laptops just kind of in this price range, as well as performance tests, render tests with Premiere, and also with Final Cut Pro 10. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to check the bell next to the word subscribe, otherwise YouTube just basically won't do anything with your subscription. They don't tell you anything anymore unless you hit the bell. I'm not upset at all. But do that if you want to be notified whenever I do those other videos, as well as the other stuff that I do here on the channel. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please thumbs up or share. It's greatly appreciated. Also, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about the new MacBook Pro 15 2018. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see me do while I have it, etc. Or just whatever else you feel like talking about. Love hearing from you guys. I truly do. I'm going to leave you now with the sounds of the new and improved keyboard. And as always, regardless, thanks for watching.